Well, this is the Global Digest think tank group. Why don't you briefly introduce to our audience what's your background, please?
Okay, thank you so much. Let me in the beginning highlight my thankfulness to you and to your platform, as well as your platform and yourself are hosting. You is hosting many different specialties from different many countries. So concerning myself, I have come from a military background. I have been with the Special Forces for almost 31 years. And I had also some kind of opportunity to take part in the United Nations missions in different countries. As I had been in MONUSCO, MONUC, and MINUSMA. MONUC and MONUSCO used to be a United Nations mission in Congo. In the beginning, the mission of Congo, its name has been MONUC, and the name has been changed according to the mandate to MONUSCO. And recently, from the year, starting from the year of 2020 till the year of 2022, I had been blessed with a very important post and job as a sector commander in the United Nations mission in Mali, which has been, which is considered a real added value in my career, because I had been encountered and faced a lot of activities and circumstances in such a kind of very challenging mission in Mali. So my experience, or my area of experience has been in between the serving special forces, which I consider myself as a strategic planner and a security consultant or expert, if you can, or if you are able to name me as a security consultant. For example, I have seen one of your activities when you have been discussing the Trump assassination attempt, and you have been inviting or you're hosting security expert, giving her guidance and evaluation and assessment on this this attempt assessment attempt. And at the same time, I consider myself as peacekeeping operation consultant.
And you know, India is also top 2 for contributing peacekeeping army, you know, soldier to the UN. The peacekeeping only after invited by UN, you know, especially after UN Security Council, as he discussed. So in your case, maybe Egypt also very high contribution in peacekeeping in UN peacekeeping mission. So how's Egypt role and how's your position compared to other peacekeeping countries?
If we wanted to talk about peacekeeping troops contributing countries, we need to speak about different countries such as Egypt, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. These 4 countries are the most contributing countries when it comes to peacekeeping operations. In specific, they contribute with a big number of military forces, military officers, and troops. And at the same time, they contribute with other type of forces, which is uniformed police personnel. So these countries, or these 4 countries in the global assessment, they have been put in the first level of contribution when it comes to peace operation, contributing with forces and troops. So when it comes to Egypt, recently Egypt has provided 2 high-value units, which has been contributing to the kind of logistic and humanitarian transport in the mission of Mali. And at the same time, they have been securing and protecting this kind of humanitarian aids moving from one sector to another, or one region to another, So they have been providing two different types of units, which has been a company and battalion size, which is considered a big size compared to other units. Battalion, it's something like 500 individuals with different equipment and different materials. And unfortunately, they have lost a number of peacekeepers in this very difficult and high risky mission in Mali.
Right. So, you've been high position in peacekeeping mission as chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, something like that. So, I mean, there are many contributing countries, as you said, India, Bangladesh, Egypt, they are top contributing countries. And among many countries, soldier, how and who decide who should be chief of staff and who should be commander?
Okay, this is a very important question. Actually, let's explain this kind of transaction or processing from the beginning. I would like in the beginning to highlight how is the United Nations make a decision of deploying a peacekeeping operation mission in some country. The decision is being made first by the United Nations General Assembly, and then goes to the Security Council to issue a kind of mandate or a resolution to starting a United Nations peacekeeping mission in some area of some kind of conflict. And then they would come out with a structure which is usually composed of civilian and military. And then when it goes to the military side, I mean the force you have staff officers, you have peacekeepers, and the staff officers, you have different types of staff officers. For example, when it comes to high level of officers like chief of staff or force commander or sector commanders, the process of choosing this kind of officers, it goes through different types of testing, different types of shortlisting, till the last part, which is interview, which is being managed by the force headquarters and the force commander himself in the mission area, and at the same time with the United Nations headquarters in New York. So both of them together, they make a decision based on different, assessment processing things, and also based on the interview, which is being made by both of them.
Let's see, that is UN system, right? UN system.
Absolutely.
It's also complicated. So since you've been as chief of staff position, high level position, so what are difficulty, what are challenges when you are commanding different soldiers from different countries, from India, Bangladesh soldier? Is they easily obey your command, or what? I guess there will be some difficulty or communication problem, I guess.
Again, thanks a lot for this question. Actually, let me highlight something in the beginning. I wasn't as a chief of staff in the last participating in peacekeeping mission. I was sector-based commander in Mali, or MINUSMA, the United Nations mission, multi-dimensional integrated peacekeeping mission in Mali. We had 4 regions. We have 4 sectors. I mean, when we talk about the structure of the mission, they have been divided the mission into 4 regions and 4 sectors. So I had to be the commander of one sector, which is situated in the west. So you have just highlighted one of the most difficult challenge in any peacekeeping mission, to be a commander or to be a leader for different cultures, for different personnel from different nations with different way of thinking. They express themselves differently, and at the same time, you need to unite all these ideas. You need to unite all these efforts. You need to understand the differences between all these cultures together and achieve the mandate, achieve the resolution which has been issued by the Security Council and which has been also detailed by the head of mission and the mission hierarchy. So this is one of the biggest challenge to be a commander in a multi-dimensional and multinational, different cultural nationalities or whatever.
Right. I mean, there will be different layer and different backgrounds, you know. So the thing is, the member of UN mission, the soldier qualification, because each country has different background. So what are the standard for qualification of soldier in terms of the you know, the military skill and also communication skill? I don't know what are the requirements of qualification.
I think we have come again to this issue of the choose process. How does the United Nations usually choose some kind of troops from some kind of country to take part in a peacekeeping mission? This kind of process usually goes through different procedures, different type of evaluation and assessment. Sometimes the United Nations itself, it sends some kind of committee. This committee will be, you know, represented by different members from different branches from the Office of Military Affairs in New York to evaluate and assess for first the level of training, the level of understanding for different peacekeepers, officers, non-commissioned officers and the soldiers, how much they understand peacekeeping and peace operations. And then they will come through a different procedures of evaluating the training level in this unit. And they come out with all the assessment and with all the evaluation which you have gained already from visiting this unit and come back again to the Office of Military Affairs in New York to make a comparison between this unit and other units from different countries, and they will make the final decision after, you know, getting the remarks from this evaluation, from this assessment. So it's a long way process, but it starts usually with a kind of invitation. The General Assembly will make invitation for different countries. Okay, we have this mission, which is starting soon in this area, and we need this type of units based on, you know, the requirements on the ground. So they need this type of units. They will make invitation to different countries, and the countries will start to prepare themselves and reply to this invitation, and the whole process will go on.
See, it's complicated, right? A lot of procedures.
Yeah. Yes.
So, and the other thing is, you know, when you go to Africa, like Congo and Central America, like Mali or different places, when I think, according to military, you know, situation, logistic is very, you know, difficult, challenges. And if you don't know logistic, geographical logistic, the country, the location, because you came from a foreign country, so you don't know local geo strategy, you know. So compared to the one you are fighting with, probably the arms group in the Congo or arms group in the Mali, those local arms group, they know very well about local. So it's not easy to, you know, to control them easily because they already know logistic very well. For you is a new place, strange place, that will be very difficult to manage, I guess. How did you overcome such kind of thing when you face with local militia, local troops?
Once again, I would like to congratulate you because you have chosen this point in specific. Actually, again, before being deployed to any mission area or peacekeeping mission area, before deploying troops, before taking part in as a staff officer, you have to prepare yourself in a very good manner, in a very good way. Even if you are going to be a commander with your unit in this kind of new environment, peacekeeping environment, there is a big difference actually between a peacekeeping environment and the usual defense environment, joining your regular army. You have dedicated and you have devoted as a member of your defense forces to achieve the mandate of your country, to achieve the policy of your country. The difference is very big. And what you should do in the beginning, before you're joining this peacekeeping mission, first of all, you need to understand quite well the political situation, the current political situation, the historical background of the conflict itself. How much is this historical background has a kind of impact on the ground? As you had just highlighted, the militias, the different type of rebel groups, different type of these groups, which is anti the current government, how much they are, how much is their influence on the ground, how much they are being connected to the local population, how is the local population is seeing this kind of rebels or groups or whatever type of groups in this host countries. So you have to put all these factors in the equation before being deployed in a peacekeeping mission or peacekeeping operation. You have to understand every factor deliberately, separately, in details. And finally, you need to understand your area of responsibility. You need to understand the geographical aspect in this area. You need to understand the nature of the security and defense forces in this area. And you need also to understand the different ethnicities, different types of local languages, the different types of how this local population think about the current political and logistical situation in their countries as well.
Right. It's not easy, as you said, usually in your UN peacekeeping mission, you have experience, usually you are protecting the regime, current government, or you are protecting mainly innocent civilians, or sometimes you have to protect a rebel group if they are more legitimate than those existing governments. Sometimes existing government can be illegitimate government, So in your experience, mostly, what did you protect it? Whom did you protect it?
Okay. Let's say our I would say our major influencer, our major thing, which is being directing any peacekeeping mission, is the mandate. And if we are going to take, for example, the mandate of MINUSMA, the United Nations Multi-Dimensional Integrated Mission in Mali, the first priority resolution in this mandate was to support the peace convention, the peace treaty, supporting the peace treaty between the different actors, between the current government and also between the different armed groups or rebellion groups. So you need to support the implementation of peace treaty in different locations, in different regions, in some kind of big country like Mali. So it's not easy. And at the same time, you are responsible or the second priority of this mandate, of this resolution, is protecting the local population. So you are being there not to protecting armed groups, not to protecting the political, endeavors, but to implement, to support implementing the peace treaty, and at the same time to ensure the protection of civilian. The protection of civilian who has been put in the middle of this conflict, and maybe this kind of conflict will be a big reason for displacement for this local population, for different kind of harassment, different kind of adversary, difficult situations like killing, like improvised explosive devices, like shooting, like whatever. So you need to be put your forces and troops in between the evil people and the civilian, to ensure the protection and to ensure their safety and security. This is the major challenge in any peacekeeping mission, actually.
I see. Yes, that's very, a clear mandate, right? UN have clear mandates, so you have to make sure before you go to, it's not make wrong position to protect wrong people, So UN have a clear mandate. You can know that. And whenever you go to peacekeeping mission, example, Egyptian soldier, you have weapon. It is given by United Nations, or the weapon you carry from Egyptian military weapon, or where the weapon you got for the soldier. It's your own Egyptian army weapon?
Yes, usually when you are deploying troops to different peace operations in different areas and different locations, every contributing country, every troops contributing countries, they usually send these troops with all types of equipment, weapons, armored vehicle, mine-protected vehicles, sometimes choppers, and even fixed wing also. So every contributing country, they will send their troops, they will send their forces with all type of requirements. It doesn't matter if it's a logistical, ammunition, or weapons. It doesn't matter. They should be there in the mission area with their own, different materials and different equipments and weapons as well.
I see. So this means UN doesn't provide separately weapon to the peace mission. You have your own weapon to carry.
In general, United Nations doesn't provide any kind of weapons, but in some specific circumstances, when it comes to development, when it comes to trying to improve the security of the United Nations personnel, and to more secure the United Nations premises and equipment, and in terms of development, United Nations, sometimes they pay a lot of money to provide more developed security equipment. Like, for example, in Mali, I had this kind of equipment which is able to detect different types of mortars, artillery, shelling things. So it will give you like a signal of detection, and it will give you the point of origin, the point of impact, and it will give you alarm as well. This kind of sophisticated detecting counter artillery, mortar, and shelling things is being provided and is being also paid by the United Nations itself. So in some kind of cases, also drones, United Nations provide drones. So you will come with your own drone as a troop, or as contributing countries, you will send drones with the troops. And at the same time, in the case of Mali, for example, they have, as a sector commander, my sector has received a number of 8 drones for the security of the perimeter of my camp and of my area of responsibility as well.
I see. So only some cases UN provides some
Yes.
weapon related to weapon, and mostly your own sending country, they provide weapon for their own soldier for UN peace mission, and all these expenses for the weapon, you have ammunition and all these expenses you can reimburse from United Nations again. Who is the main covering all the expenses?
Okay, let's differentiate between the two types of taking part in a peacekeeping mission. You have staff officers and you have troops. Staff officers usually they gain their salaries, medical, insurance as well. While troops, while peacekeepers themselves, they are on the contributing country in everything. But at the same time, the United Nations has paid money for soldiers, for weapons, for equipment, for medical, and health insurance, and on the other side, the contributing country, they pay these things for their soldiers, and they provide and avail all these kind of things for their soldiers.
See, so UN cover all these mission expenses, right? And so are you still service in Egyptian army, or you are already retired?
No, I'm already retired since almost 1.5 years, and
see.
now I'm joining some kind of peacekeeping operation platform, and I'm sharing my experience and the insights concerning peacekeeping operation with multinational officers from many countries over these platforms.
We see. It's more related to academic things, and you can be more teaching related to UN system, international system subject. I think, I don't know, in Egypt, after retire, you can go to UN or oversee activity mission, UN missions, such kind of peacekeeping.
Yes, you are absolutely.
Only retired general or who are not retired cannot go?
Actually, you are entitled to join the United Nations, missions into two ways. I mean, or by two ways. The first way, just to apply in civilian posts, like any other, personnel all over the world. I mean, any kind of post or position open in some kind of peace operation or peace mission, you are entitled to apply for. And the second thing, like your country should have some kind of agreement with the United Nations to hire you as high-ranking officer in uniform in peacekeeping mission, like to be a force commander or deputy force commander, but it requires some kind of treaty or agreement to be signed between the two, but the country and the United Nations mission as well.
I see. So Egypt has done, and India has done, Bangladesh has done. So you have a lot of UN peacekeeping mission. So as you said, you are also went to peace mission in Congo, right?
Yeah.
How the experience in Congo? It's in Africa, right? It's a insurgent in Congo, or it's related to government is unable to function, or what the peace mission in Congo at the time?
Yeah, okay, yes. To tell the truth, there is a difference. The Congo surrounding and the Mali surrounding. First of all, the political situation is completely different. The situation in Congo, Congo is very much being impacted by the neighboring countries, is Rwanda, and this is historically has been very clear since the beginning of the genocide between the Hutu and Tutsi. And the main issue and the main problem in Congo is between these two big tribes, the Hutu and the Tutsi. So the conflict between these two tribes in Rwanda is still being there in Congo up to now, which is the major thing for conflict. But in Mali, the thing is the northern part of Mali, which is some areas called Azawad, which is being directed and being inhibited, and the movement itself, I mean, the rally movement itself has started already by some kind of troop which is called Tamashek, and Tamashek, they have already started this kind of independence request for independence between the northern part and southern part in Mali. But the Congo is not, it's not like that. The Congo is like two big tribes, conflict between these two big tribes, and every tribe has a number of armed groups, and the two tribes with this big number of these big numbers of armed troops, like I think in Congo we have more than 180 different armed groups when it comes to types. So the political thing is different. Even the nature of geographical aspect in Congo is completely different. Mali, Congo is a kind of forest full of vegetation, nature of terrain areas, while Mali is a wide desert with very dry and dry weather and terrain, with less of inhabited areas and also with less of vegetation and different minerals and materials also. Mali is mainly gold, but Congo is being blessed from God by different, type vegetations, minerals. I think they have also this material which is being used for nuclear bombs. And even up to now, they have like 55 of the storage of the world from this. I don't remember the mineral itself, but it has like 55 of the world storage of this thing, which is used for nuclear bomb as well. So there's a big difference between the two countries, and when it comes to situation here and situations there, and the terrain and weather as well.
You mean
Yes, uranium. Yes, uranium. You're absolutely right. Uranium is.
So that uranium available in Congo, and where they export to North Korea or Iran, or do you have idea?
Let me tell you very frankly, unfortunately, Congo doesn't have any control on this storage. What I know, they have given this area, which is full of this kind of material, which is uranium, to be under the control of some kind of United States company. So this company is the main controller of this, area of searching and digging and transforming this material from this area to, I don't know, maybe to the United States or other countries. I'm not quite sure actually.
See, you said that uranium related company is United States company.
Yes, it's a United States company.
And I think that will be probably export to United States, isn't
I
it?
believe so.
Then
Yes.
What is UN peacekeeping worry is it might be taken by rebellions or different armed group, uranium, and it can be spread out to different parts, which may encourage illegal nuclear weapon production in other places. But it seems the U.S. company not able to control all this uranium.
You know, usually in Africa and specifically in these areas with conflict, in these countries with conflict, all areas with high value minerals and high value materials, usually they are being controlled by armed groups. And you can believe or you can see very easily there is some kind of contest, there's kind of conflict between these different types of armed groups together on this or controlling these areas of minerals or high value minerals, like you have just, you know, like your question concerning uranium. But in the case of this area, which its name is, by the way, its name is Kolwezi. Kolwezi is situated in the southern region in Mali, in Lubumbashi. I believe this company has already some kind of special forces, United States competence. So they are there and are able to secure and take care of, you know, and control this area in a very good way.
In Congo?
Yeah.
Then your UN mission purpose is not mainly for the resolving about this uranium mineral, you know, illegal spreading, not that one, right? Your main mission is about the arms conflict in Congo among different tribes, different groups. Is that the main mission?
Yeah, absolutely. The mandate of any peacekeeping mission usually is between protection of civilian, the resettlement of state authority in different areas and different locations, and supporting the peace treaty. So this is the main, I would say, assignments, the main tasks which is being given to the different component of any peacekeeping mission, if they are civilian, police, or even the force. So their main job and main assignment to achieve the mandate, specifically protecting civilian, because the local population and civilian, they have been the most, I would say, key factor which is being impacted by the conflict. Those civilians, those local population, they suffer a lot. I mean, they're the main suffering, I mean, thing in the ground. So the main assignment, the main task of the peacekeeping mission to protect the vulnerable, impacted local population. So this is not one of the area of not included in the area of responsibility of peacekeeping mission. Maybe it's already there in some other, you know, mandates or treaties or convention between the country of Congo or even the United States itself, but not within the United Nations mandate, I think.
Let's see, that uranium issue is different issue, right? Not part of this mission. But
yes, absolutely.
But you have general knowledge about uranium in Congo, and U.S. company is managing that one. And in Congo case, you want to say that Congo government is democratic government, or they are not democratic government?
You know, this is a very difficult question for me because, you know, as was being in Congo, my main job at this time was to give consultancy to the force commander how to use the special forces to achieve the mandate. So I was not very much involved in the political manners and political procedures to tell you the truth, if there are being have been some kind of democracy in Congo or not. But what I can say, while being there in between 2003 and 2004 and 2013 and 2014, there have been some kind of development between the first time in 2003, 2004, and 2003, 2000. When it comes to the development in political situation, I mean, situation now is more stable and is more secured on the ground. And I believe the government itself is trying hard to sustain and to contain the insecurity situation on the ground.
See, so I don't know. Then who requests Congo government request for UN peace mission in Congo, or just UN Security Council decided to send peace mission in Congo? It's who requested for peace mission?
But in case of any conflict or any crisis start over in any area or any place in the world, the Security Council will request for starting a peacekeeping mission there. But this decision cannot be made only by the Security Council. It should be also endorsed. It should be also agreed by the host country. I mean, the United Nations are not entitled to send any kind of peacekeeping missions, troops, or UN personnel to any area without the agreement, consent of the host country. So the host country should agree, and they are being also, I mean, the host country is being consulted, also the contributing countries. I mean, if they are not agreeing to have some kind of troops from Egypt, for example, they will not be true. I mean, it's their decision. The force commander himself is being chosen after the agreement, after the consent of the host country. For choosing to be a force commander in Mali, and Mali doesn't want me, I will not be there.
In Congo case, you mean Congo government requested?
At least if, yes, they should request, you know, any kind of intervention of troops, especially military troops. It should start from the host nation, from Congo, from Mali. They should request the starting, you know, starting issues. It should come from their side.
I see. So in Congo case, as you said, Congo government requested, but in case of you know, there is a two group, example, the government group and the opposition group. So if anyhow the opposition group in any other country, if they want peacekeeping mission, they have the right to request from UN Security Council or UN to send troops. Even the government may not know, but the opposition want to request. Is that possible? Because they also part of the host country, you know.
No, the only legitimate entitled, you know, component or an entity would be the government. The government has a legitimacy to request for, you know, having some kind of mission, because, you know, I just want to highlight something. We have different types of peace operation mission. I mean, we have observation mission, we have political mission, we have hybrid mission, we have integration, stabilization mission. So there is a number of peacekeeping, you know, purpose mission. It's not only one time, but the only entitled, you know, legitimate entity which can request for having this kind of peace mission is only the government, even if it's interim government or whatever. I mean,
I see. You mean legitimate government which existing, recognized by a United Nations system.
yes, yeah.
So, but some countries has critical situation, you know, like the Syria or Israeli-Palestinian case. I mean, UN recognized they both are legitimate. Israel also legitimate, Palestinian also legitimate. In case of Syria, who is legitimate? Assad's government is legitimate, or because bigger side opposition has also bigger territory, they are legitimate, or both are not legitimate, or we don't know. So in those critical, complicated some country case, how UN will be decided, it will be depend mainly on UN Assembly or UN Security Council. They have, they can decide it either way because they are not a clear government leadership, not clear. So how did you see such situation?
I think some irregular situations, as you have just highlighted, like in Syria or maybe Palestine or maybe Iraq. I think the Security Council, in this case, they sit together and they need to have the consent of the five big countries. I think the five big countries should have to make the decision together. And not any one of them to use their right, to stop issuing this decision. So this is in a very irregular and in normal and specific situations I've just highlighted. But the regular way, you have to have the consent of the host country. But in some kind of very vulnerable and very crisis situations like Palestine or whatever, I believe they can, break the rule or break the main rule and to make the decision being agreed by the big five countries in the Security Council.
So you can say Palestinian government authority can request UN peace mission in Palestinian area.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yes, it's possible. Yes, maybe, but in Palestine, it's very complicated. Actually, it's very complicated, and you will find the security situation itself is very complicated, and so this things is not an easy thing just to discuss between me and you, because it has many facts and many vulnerabilities on the ground, and you have the neighboring country, which is Egypt, and it's very complicated. It's very complicated. And even if you go through the historical, background of the conflict between Palestine and Israel long time ago, it's a dilemma. It's a dilemma. And, to be very careful when you talk about these things. You need to understand quite well what is in there.
Right. I mean, Palestinian Authority never requested for peace mission in Palestine. They did not request it before.
To tell the truth, I don't have the answer right now if they have already requested the intervention of a peace mission in there or not. But because I has highlighted earlier, it's very complicated, and maybe the impact of his peacekeeping mission maybe will not be good for the Palestinians themselves because they have some kind of right from the beginning. So it's not that easy thing actually to have a peacekeeping mission in this area. And even the situation is now more complicated and more complicated, and you have this proposal of ceasefire which is being suspended up to now, and it's being not being implemented, and we are waiting. Maybe there's some kind of good development will take place in the near future.
Right. I understand Palestinian situation, even not easy to go by any peacekeeping mission, right? Any country who want to be contribute peace mission in Palestine well, Egyptian
Yeah.
soldier want to go there, or Indian soldier want to go there, Bangladesh soldier want to go there, that will be itself big question. It's mean it's not much going to productive, you know, if Egyptian soldier are there, it was not much productive. Even
Yeah.
Bangladesh soldier, not much. If American soldier or Russia soldier, it might be some changeable. I don't know they want to go there or not, but if American and Russian soldier, powerful country might do something, but other not much powerful country will be, the situation will be not improving, I guess, because
Yeah.
even, you know, Israeli is not hesitate to attack any troop, you know, even UN office or UN organization. If they see the even UN office staff and UN office in Palestinian, Israeli are not hesitate to attack, you know. Last time I heard about the British has sent medical or hospital. They have a hospital in Palestinian. So the British provided hospital in Palestinian. I don't know, that hospital was not attacked by Israeli because of British hospital. Did you know that?
I have heard.
Issue the British has sent hospital, you know, they create hospital in Palestinian.
What I have heard, it was not a British hospital. I have heard about the World Kitchen. And the World Kitchen has members from many countries, and 6 of them has been from the UK, the United Kingdom. And the vehicle which has been hosting these 6 members of the UK has been hit by a missile, has been already launched from the Israeli side. So the Israelis themselves, and they have made they have made already a statement. I mean, the Israeli has made a statement to provide their apology and also their condolences, and they have said this has been made mistake. But I actually, as a security expert, I think was not the case, and it's also complicated to explain that. I think it's not that. So, but it was the World Kitchen, I believe.
See, I thought it's British hospital, but it's not that, right? It's mean the Israeli situation, Israeli position is even the British hospital or Russian hospital or French hospital, they, if necessary, they are willing to attack. Is something like that?
Let's say any organization, any foundation, any entity in the ground of Gaza is vulnerable and is being exposed to all type of threat, because the Israeli bombardment is not able to differentiate between civilian, local population, according to them, terrorists or whatever, even humanitarian organization. Everyone in this area is being exposed to all kind of danger and all kind of threat. And this is, insane. To tell you the truth, this is totally insane, and this is totally not professional. I have been in UN peacekeeping mission, and one of my main, responsibility to secure and protect local population, even when I'm entitled to use lethal weapon or lethal force, but I still have authority. I mean, I'm accountable, 100% accountable to secure my forces and to protect the local population and achieve the mandate. And my mandate was easier, which is, protecting UN, civilian, local population, premises, and personnel as well. but you know, my main concern is not to harm any innocent person, individual.
Right, right. As you have experienced already. But in Israel-Palestinian case will be any troop is, I mean, there is no chance for, you know, no chance for avoid Israeli attack. It seemed like that. So Palestinian issue is complicated and
Very good.
more risky for peace mission too. But in Congo, when you was there, how many, the number of troops in Congo? Did you have successful mission in Congo?
You know, Congo mission has started since a long time ago. This mission has already started since 1999. So now it's almost 25 years. And let's speak about the special forces because I at this time, I mean, last time in 2013, 2014, I was the deputy chief of staff for special forces task force. So I was mainly responsible for giving guidance and giving consultancy to the force commander on how to use the special forces to achieve the mandate. So in Congo, we had different four special forces component from Jordan, from Egypt, from Colombia, and also from Zambia. So I was the one or the guy who gave guidance to use, to train, and also to oversight, to monitor their logistical different aspects and different matters. Concerning the four special forces component, they have been doing well, actually. They've been doing a very good job at this time. But I think the total number of peacekeepers, civilian and military, in case of Congo, I think 11,000 or something like that.
11,000, I see. It's not that small, right? What about Congo government strength? How many military personnel they have at the time?
I don't think they have a big army. In such countries like, you know, countries with conflicts, the situation is a little bit very vulnerable. And usually the armies in these countries are not that big. I remember I was in the eastern region in some area called Bukavu, and in Bukavu, the region has something like a brigade size. And in countries or big countries in Africa, when you speak about the required security forces to be dedicated for such an area, like a region, big region, like in the eastern, you know, region, like Bukavu, at least you need a division. So its division is something like 5 times of a brigade. So I believe the whole army of Congo will not exceed in total maybe a division or something like that, with a small amount of equipment and you know, all this.
So that's also the case, right? Congo cannot make control. Congo government cannot control. They are also weak army too.
Yeah.
That's required UN mission. In case of Mali, is the government is collapsed, right? That's why they request UN peacekeeping mission.
You know, to tell you the truth, Mali, since 2012 up to now, now I think it's 2012, we are now in 2024, it's more than 12 years. They have 3 coup d'etat. They have 3 coup. The last one, I think it was in 2021, which is a military coup, and they have this colonel, which is called Guaita, and the Colonel Guaita is the representative of the current authority. He is the one who makes decision for his country. So this is a situation in Mali now. 3 coup d'etat in 12 years, and 2 of them has been in 2 years. I mean, coup d'etat in 2020 and another one in 2021.
Right. You know, it's also similar in Myanmar, coup d'etat. Did you think any possible for UN peace mission in Myanmar? Because now the military cannot control the whole country, you know, less than half they control.
You know, I'm not closely following the development of the situation in Myanmar, but I think in the near future, if the situation on the ground requested some kind of deployment of a peace operation or peacekeeping mission to be deployed there, the situation will be made very easily if the need of especially of securing
Right.
the locals over there requires that. I think the Security Council will make the decision.
Because civilians are innocent, are killed, you know, unnecessary airstrike, artillery by military dictator. That is very terrible. Even genocide in many cases also you can see. So that is the situation. I think UN should send peace mission as possible as in Myanmar, you know.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, General Royal, for today's discussion. You have a good experience, a good peace mission. I think you can work a lot of the peace building in many countries and many regions.
Thank you very much, Mr. John. I had a lot of knowledge from your side. I mean, this discussion had been very useful for me, and it has given me also the opportunity to dig in my experience and dig in my practices and insights. So thank you so much. Thank you, John.
Thank you.